Last week for April Awareness, we started with the topic of stress. And so hopefully in the last week you guys have been able to, if you've been in a stressful situation where you feel like your body is kind of having that physical response, hopefully your mindset has changed a little bit, that you're thinking that it's preparing you for the challenge. And so hopefully that was a good takeaway from last week. This week we were talking about the topic of mental health. Mental health is a sensitive issue. So when we're talking about the subject and we're watching this video and we're answering these questions, we really encourage you guys as students to be thoughtful and considerate about what you do want to share. We obviously want you guys to participate. This is a discussion that we want to have with you, something that we want to bring more awareness to, but there's a lot of stereotypes and myths out there that can be offensive and hurtful, and so we just want to make sure that the comments and the ideas shared today are considerate of everyone, because mostly everyone in class can probably think of one person that they know that maybe has experienced an illness with mental health. And so we want to make sure that we're respectful of those stories. And if there's someone in class that has a personal story, we obviously want to be respectful of that, but this 10-minute lesson is definitely not the time to probably share that personal story, just because we can't give it the time and respect that it deserves. But hopefully you guys all know a trusted adult, a trusted friend, and a safe space here at school that you can share that story with. Obviously myself and Mrs. Kenzer, but there could also be a coach, a friend, another teacher. So again, if you have a personal story, we want to hear it. Probably just not best in this situation. We want to give you the time to share that. We also want to bring to your attention the difference with mental health and just normal strong feelings. So a lot of times I see teenagers experiencing, those intense feelings of anger, or their mood is positive one day and it just totally drops the next day. That is very normal. I want to be able to normalize some of those feelings that you guys experience as teenagers just because of the changes your bodies are going through and your emotions are going through. Just because you experience anxiety on a test or a track meet doesn't mean you have an anxiety disorder. Just because you have moods that change and feel like a roller coaster doesn't mean you have a mood disorder. Or bipolar disorder. So we want to make sure that students aren't quick to label the things that they're feeling something in the mental health category, just because a lot of times those can be normal. But at the same time, we do want to be very respectful of students who have had these feelings that are intense for long periods of time, that maybe would meet some criteria that would show that they would have something with mental health. And so that's something that we want to address and recognize, but we also want you guys to know that a lot of those things can be very, very normal during your stage of life. With mental health, people don't choose to have a mental illness. It's not like something we do every day when we choose to have the stomach flu or the common cold. It's nothing we choose. Sometimes it's genetic, sometimes it's trauma-induced. And so again, that's why we want to kind of take that judgment hat off, and we want to be respectful and considerate. And hopefully today, as we watch this video, we can kind of gain a better understanding of what people are going through. And then hopefully you guys, as you go to school with peers or you have family members that actually are experiencing mental illness, you can be more considerate and understanding. And hopefully your discussion within your classrooms are able to help with that understanding as well.